Hi, welcome back to OCVarsity.com and a special spring break edition of our baseball report. I'm Dan Albano, joined as always by Steve Fryer. Mr. Fryer, have you heard the crack of the wooden bat, which we've never really said before in baseball? But
No.
Have you heard that crack of the wooden bat? Are you looking forward to it now that wooden bats?
Well, I haven't been to the National Classic yet.
Okay.
Here's the background on that: is they're using wooden bats at the National Classic, the Diamond Sports National Classic, which tonight, as we're taping this Wednesday,
Right.
They have their semifinals. The championship game is 7 o'clock at Cal State Fullerton on Thursday. What happened is there's a team that's in the National Classic, Marin Catholic from the Bay Area. They have a player on the team, a kid named Gunnar Sandberg. And what happened to Gunnar Sandberg was he's a pitcher. Shot came up the box at him, hit him in the head. You know, he's slowly coming out of it. He's starting to talk, stuff like that. But the kid was in critical condition. They had to put him under a medically induced coma, try and relieve the swelling of the brain. Terrible deal. Right. You know, there's been a lot of controversy. I've read about it myself a few times over the years about aluminum bats and the dangers of aluminum bats and sort of the trampoline effect, they call it, of the ball coming off the bat. You know, and it comes at, you know, like 100 miles an hour at the pitcher, and he's 60 feet 6 inches away, or less than that, you know, on the follow-through, because he's leaned over some, and he's closer. And, you know, our aluminum bat's dangerous. And so anyway, Marin Catholic has this young man on their team. They come down to the National Classic. All the coaches unanimously said, in deference to Marin Catholic, let's go with the wooden bats during this tournament. First time in the 21 years of the tournament. And so, you know, wooden bats it is. And are they safer indeed, you know? I don't know if they are or not. I kind of think they are, but it's just it's just a cool deal that they're, you know, thinking about their Marin Catholic kids and going with wood bats.
Very respectful, and of course, you know, as all these guys progress to minor league baseball, that's what they're going to be using is wooden bats, and you know, and I'm sure a lot of these guys play in off-season wooden bat leagues anyway.
Yes, there are a few wooden bat leagues out there too. You know, wooden bats are more expensive because they break. You got to replace them a lot. The composite bats, aluminum bats, they last forever. And so, you know, it is going to be a question of cost too. You know, all these high schools going to this. You know, I don't know where it goes because, you know, as we're looking at, just read the newspapers, you know, that schools are going through budget cuts right now. Does anybody have more money to spend on athletics? Right.
Yeah. Look at the Capital Unified School District looking at perhaps a strike. And, you know, the subject of safety, I mean, of course, we had the El Toro softball player recently take a pretty good
Danny,
hit.
and fortunately she was wearing that mask that protected her, and who knows how badly she would have been hurt.
All right, let's talk about the semifinal matchups here at the National Classic, and tell us a little bit about another big tournament going on and where that tournament's headed with the Lions.
Well, first of all, looking at the semifinals of the National Classic, we've got Orange Lutheran is going to be playing against Crespi, and in the other game, we've got an all-Orange County matchup with Edison against El Dorado. El Dorado's somewhat of a surprise in the tournament coming up, you know, one of the host schools, and that's pretty cool. And then Edison, which kind of came out of the gate kind of slow, even with the new #3 preseason national rankings and all that stuff. Edison looks like they're gaining momentum, so it's a very good doubleheader.
All right, and how about the Lions tournament? Where are we at with that tournament? Very good tournament as well.
Yeah, it's an excellent tournament, 56 teams, but the two teams in it,
56.
None of them are Orange County teams. Shaman out of West Hills against JW North of Riverside in the championship game, but, you know, kind of a cool game that's like at 4:30 today is Capistrano Valley against Servite. That should be fun.
All right, and we touched on it briefly, but with the pending strike, perhaps, with the teachers in the Capital Unified School District, I mean, is that going to affect some South Coast League baseball next week?
You know, the strike may launch like on next Thursday, like the 15th, and then, you know, games afterward would be affected. Not just baseball, Dan. We're talking about your sport, swimming, and everything else under the sun, golf, and everything is going to be canceled, you know, while the strike's going on.
How long of a strike? Have you heard anything about that?
Nobody knows.
All right, shall be interesting. So.
Yeah, well.
All right, well, enjoy your baseball
this
week, and again, be sure to join us here on OCVarsity.com on the blog, and everything else Steve's got going on with the stats and the photos, slideshows. We got it all here on OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.